I don't know. What do people usually talk about, argue about?
Politics.
Oh, they're drawing. I do not want to argue about politics. Recording something. I will get in trouble if I speak, so I will not speak. Or however the fucking meme goes. I don't know, Beth, got ideas? Come on. Let's get that old moldy brain working.
Yeah, ideas, man. Come on. One idea.
I don't know. I could talk about how much I don't like VTubers.
Yeah, unironically. I haven't actually looked into VTubers much. Explain them to
I
me.
don't get why people hate them so much.
It's not.
Streaming.
Well, see, that part I don't hate. It's like the weird, like, anime waifu culture part of it.
So you're talking about the fans themselves?
Yeah, exactly. I don't care that much about the people doing it. I think it's fine. I think streaming with a little fun character avatar is a fun idea.
I was half tempted to try to figure out a way to do it with my friggin' avatar thing. So
yeah, that'd be fun. But and I've seen people make some funny ones. Like this guy I watch on YouTube, and he was gonna stream Dead Space remake, and he had like a Isaac Clarke VTuber, but it was like his helmet, but he like rigged up the like slits, the glowing slits, to be like an eye and a mouth, and like move up and down like a face would, and it was really funny looking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, did he end up doing it?
He had it set up, but something about like playing the game and like killed. I think he was running in like rendering it in Unreal, and it like killed Unreal's rendering at the same time for whatever fucking computer bullshit reason.
Oh no.
So he didn't really get it running. It kind of worked, but not enough.
Okay. I've always kind of like liked the concept of it conceptually. Like, oh, it's an anime girl that's actually streaming. Like, there's some sort of mystique to it.
She's real.
She's real. She's totally not a 30-year-old woman who's trying to emotionally manipulate me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I haven't watched any, which is why I can maintain the mystique of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's really weird that it's like a company.
Yeah, that's the worst part. Yeah, that is absolutely the worst part in my mind, because it's so like even more manufactured at that point, you know.
Yeah.
Well, that's fair. I mean, pretty sure they do like a idol selection process or whatever for it, so it's like they're all
that's
like
horrible.
Multi-talented, can sing and draw.
Whole idol agencies are fucking awful.
Yeah.
Well, I did hear that as well. Or, well, about idols. I don't know what the contracts are like for VTubers.
Can't be good.
Yeah, well, there's like the whole, like, well, Perfect Blue.
Yeah, Jesus.
So, you know.
They could do a modern one, where it's like a person's actually being replaced.
They don't need to do a modern
someone else.
one, but they could do a modern one.
Yeah, imagine if like one of the VTubers like pissed off the company and they replaced them with like a person who sounds the same.
And now we're gonna have AI. We're gonna have AI VTubers.
Yeah, that sounds it.
Them.
Not a fan. The AI stuff, crouching and all the neat jobs.
Yeah, like literally everything. I don't know. People just fucking promote it because they think they can make a lot of money off of it.
Yeah, that's garbage. I don't like that. It's some bullshit, man.
Yeah, kind of. We'll
like,
see.
All the jobs that'll be left are fucking grocery store jobs and like office worker jobs.
Yeah.
Just like the actual fucking worst.
I mean, that is like, that's somebody's future that they want. Some
I love
mustache
middle
twirling. Yeah, mustache twirling billionaire out there somewhere. Like the BlackRock, like borderline comic book supervillain people. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I honestly, I kind of have faith in the courts, quite frankly.
Yeah, one of them, there's like a thing where it's like AI art could not be copyrighted, right?
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't gone like widespread or anything like that. We'll see
how it goes from here.
I don't think it's ever anything like that's ever gonna really go up to like the Supreme Court. I don't know. I pray it doesn't, because those people are fucking retarded. But
yeah, I don't know which way fucking conservative.
I mean, like,
Supreme
I know I'm
Court
just not gonna
justice
carry it. I don't know if it's this way in Australia, but like, I feel like the higher up you go in the government in America, like, the more nobody knows what the fuck they're talking about.
Didn't Australia, didn't they have like a guy who like had a ball of coal or some shit?
What?
There's like a coal guy who's like, this is what made Australia money or some shit.
Sounds Australian.
Yeah, don't you know what I'm talking about? It's like the equivalent of the snowball thing in our court, Supreme or Senate or whatever.
Snowball thing.
Yeah, the guy is like, there can't be global warming.
Oh.
Look, I've got a snowball. Yeah. I picked that shit up from outside. Tell me how warm it is.
Got a stump.
Yeah, I don't know a ton about Australian politics, other than I know that there was talks about them trying to leave the Commonwealth again when the Queen died, but they didn't think it was going to go anywhere. Yeah. And then that Friendly Jordies guy, like, his house got burned down, and then like there's like the whole thing with New South Wales, like crazy fucking gambling problems and tons of corruption around it in the government.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, you guys are still part of England?
Not part of England, but they have like the Commonwealth, which is like Canada.
That's so
some other places in Australia. I don't know. I couldn't tell you who else is part of the Commonwealth other than Canada. And
Not
Australia.
Us. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, there's a whole fucking thing. That's literally like half of what America's like identity was based on that one time that we beat the shit out of a stupid island.
That's right. Look, it was the most powerful empire back then.
At the time, yeah, it's true. But
it's not just any island.
British had it coming.
They did.
British.
Why did the Australians sound like British people?
Because it was a British penal colony.
Yeah, but we were a British colony.
You guys sound British too. You guys just say no.
Yeah.
We did not sound British. That's not true.
I don't know.
Right.
I feel like
What's
I've
the next
seen
closest to British? Then I guess Ireland.
Irish. I don't know.
Well, look, everyone on that like double island thing is just British.
Double island, dude. If you tell that to a Scot, they'd fucking strangle you.
Yeah, well, they'd be too drunk too. It's a problem.
It's Irish. You're mixing up your fucking stereotypes.
They all drink. Let's be real here.
I'll go down to the pub.
Yep. That's all.
Have us a Guinness.
All of those islands.
I don't know. I think I've heard something about like where the American accent came from, but I don't remember where it was.
The next closest to British that's not in the United Kingdom.
Well, apparently, like the stereotypical Southern accent. Yeah, maybe. But apparently, the stereotypical Southern accent is
the old British accent.
Yeah.
Back before
it's closer to that.
Yeah, which makes you really question what the fuck happened in Britain. They went from like the classy Southern to like Nor.
Well, that's like there's so many like types of British accents, which is weird considering how not big that island is. But
I was hanging on this thought for like a while, then I forgot, and then I remembered it again.
Yeah, what's
Nice.
It
the
was like a
thought?
moment from Australian politics where a person was like, "Stop asking me about gay rights. We have people dying to crocodile attacks or something."
What?
I mean,
Yeah.
Are there crocodiles in Australia?
yeah, of course.
You say of course.
I
It's
think
like
they have
a
crocodiles and alligators.
Crocodile
What?
Dundee. That's
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Steve
There is the
Irwin's
crocodile
fucking famous
Dundee.
for putting his finger up their butthole.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Alright.
It's so weird that gay
I have a
rights are like
video for
a
you guys.
recent thing.
What, crocodiles?
No,
Are you
gay
talking about a
rights.
recent thing? Oh, well, you know.
It's like 20 years. I guess it's not that recent, but
Yeah.
what were you saying?
Australian
Oh.
MP Bob Cater segues from gay marriage to croc attacks.
Nice.
It's such a good video.
It's pretty good. Is politics in Australia like good, bad, crazy?
Based on what I've heard, it does not paint a flattering picture, but I don't know.
Politics in Australia
Yeah.
better than how they
Well,
look
yeah.
in America.
Yeah. Politics in America is fucking nuts right now.
I don't know. We're kind of like trying to be as cool as New Zealand, but not quite.
What's with New Zealand?
I don't know. They kind of seem like they got their shit together, quite frankly, though.
They're like the other
New Zealand had a
Australia.
good PM.
They're the next
Over COVID,
closest to British.
And what's the name? Hold on.
Sorry, can you repeat?
I'm searching something up.
Yeah, they got rid of COVID in like
Jacinda
a few months.
Ardern. Yeah, New Zealand had a pretty good PM going into COVID, and we kind of had we didn't.
Yeah. Well, that must suck for you, bro.
We had Scott Morrison. This guy in there.
We also.
Yeah, it did suck for us.
Did
You
not
guys,
have a-
America had it even fucking worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting at. Shit was fucked here.
I don't get what the difference between prime minister and president are.
There's not a
It's
ton.
much cooler. First of all,
Eh.
president, that is.
Why?
Because it's one word.
American.
Ah, bro, because it's one word. Hello,
Yeah.
Mr. President.
All right, well, tell me this then. How about Supreme Leader? That is the coolest title ever.
It gives like friggin'
And it's
dictator
2 words.
vibes.
Uh-huh.
God King.
And? Yeah, God King.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one.
That's what I would pick in Civ 5 for my religious tenet every time, just because I'm like, I don't care, that one's cool. God King.
God King.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is cool.
Didn't the British have that? Like ordained by God?
No, you're the last. The last people to have God Kings, but I'm thinking of, Egyptians.
Yeah.
Other cultures obviously
yeah.
did it, but that was kind of like the whole Egyptians thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, I recall that.
True, there's other people have done it, but I don't think any European powers, at least in recent memory, did.
Well, I was talking about more ordained by God than the other thing.
I don't think so. Maybe, I don't know, but I don't think it was. Because then they kind of fell apart. Because the whole royal families thing back before World War I happened and everything was so like tangled up, and like the German royal family is like technically German.
They're technically German?
Yeah. Well, technically they are German.
The German royal family.
No, the British royal family is German.
Oh. Oh, that's interesting. Well, what makes them not British?
They came from Germany.
Wait, like they're immigrants?
No, it was like there was so much like intermarrying between like nobility and like the royal families that like now it's more German than whatever was left before.
More German than man.
Yeah. I don't know. If some like historian buff watches this, they can tell me how wrong I am and how I fucked it up. This is all very like spark notes from what I remember. But for some reason, I don't think anybody's going to fact check me.
Makes sense. They're German, huh? You know, I like noble stuff. I've been meaning to like do like a big old deep dive into nobility shit, but like I'm like allergic
I like the
to
whole vampires as a critique of nobility thing, like the original Dracula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. Oh, did you see the trailer for the new like Renfield movie coming out?
Mm-mm. What's that?
So there's like this guy in the Dracula books who's like the weird bug-eating guy.
It's been a long time. Actually, I've never read Dracula all the way through, so I don't know.
Well,
exactly.
I've never read Dracula either, but I just know this from cultural osmosis.
Yeah, I don't know about the bug-eating guy.
Oh, there's like a guy who eats bugs, and it's like...
Well, his name would imply that.
Well, his name's Renfield.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm calling him the bug-eating guy.
Yes, the bug-eating guy.
Yeah, he's like, I get the power from the bug souls. His like mind is super fucked up because Draco's like mind, you know. Don't know if I can say that. He's mind fucking them, but he's charming them.
With
the magic.
Yeah, okay. Let's cycle through all the terms.
Yep. Uses the charms, which I want to put a pin in for a sec. Gotta circle back to charming and how fucked up that shit is. Anyways, so they decided to make a new movie with Nicolas Cage as Dracula, and I forget who is Renfield. Looked okay-ish, but then there's like this part in the trailer where it's like he's getting superpowers from eating like bugs. So like, at that point it kind of lost me a little bit. But it looked like decently funny. Just bits of it. Fuck, what were we talking about before? Should I just segue into the charming thing?
Yeah, I guess. We were talking about like nobility and weird history.
Oh, yeah. Nobility. Yeah, I kind of wanted to do like a nobles and mechs thing. I think that'd be cool. I mean, it's very cliche,
like,
but
that's like low key kind of what I was thinking about doing for like my one shot is the general story. Like kind of that, but not exactly. But it's more like that there's.
Wow, cool. Why did you steal Veth's idea?
well, I was stealing it from anime, so
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, there's been a lot of nobles and mechs animes. There's been a couple.
Yeah.
Escaflowne, Code Geass.
Yeah, it's a very common thing. There's one that I saw that had like a really good premise and was neat, but then like the writing was so fucking god awful.
Dude, welcome to anime.
I really hate that they do it over and over.
Well, when your main demographic's like 14-year-olds.
Yeah, okay, but there's no reason not to make a good show just because
I know
your demographic's 14.
Yes, it is. You don't have to spend as much money.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's improve the writing. That's not true.
Yeah, you could die as some like $2 writer.
Yeah.
No, because they don't do that. They adapt manga, and with manga, it's like the survival of the fucking fittest. Like you gotta, like their careers are on the line, right? But somehow still they fuck it up.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that is why they fuck it up.
Yeah.
Adaption's hard. You can do it cheap.
I'm saying because it's like you gotta fucking perform all the goddamn time, and you fuck up like once, and you're on like a deadline of like 2 weeks to print, and then you don't have time to fix it, and then a stupid thing makes it to print, and then
Okay, this is the thing I don't get about Japanese manga pipeline. Why don't you just write the whole thing beforehand and then publish it together?
Because you don't know if you're gonna.
Every other story.
I mean, like, how are you gonna get fucking like money beforehand? In between, right? I mean, like, what do you mean? Are you saying like an entire outline, or are you saying like have the entire fucking comic finished and then like go to print?
Yeah, pretty much. Or have a basic idea of the story.
Yeah, I think that they do that, but I think that they get lost somewhere in between. But I mean, you can see it like in some. You can tell when they've done that and when they haven't done that. Like fucking like Attack on Titan. Like I forget the name of the guy who wrote and illustrated all that. But like if you go back and look at it, like a bunch of things make sense. Like you knew that he was planning out this thing. There's like a bunch of details that are in the manga that like if you notice, it only makes sense when things get revealed like years down the line in the manga. So you know that he had like, a fucking idea of what like he was gonna do, and he had plot points that he had like really far thought out in the future. And like Fujimoto does stuff like that too.
Yeah, can you imagine how pissed he would have been if this show got like canceled before that came to fruition?
Yep. So I think you can tell when that happens, right? Because I mean, like, there are only like a couple like animes that I would say like don't fucking like lose the narrative at some point. Like I think like Full Metal Alchemist is one that like it doesn't like get stinky. I don't really know where I was going with this, but I like Full Metal Alchemist.
I don't think I've ever watched the actual FMA. Just watched the one they made that's not Brotherhood.
It's not Brotherhood? You mean like the weird movie that like got in like World War I Europe or whatever?
No, not the weird movie. There's a whole ass series.
Oh, it's just FMA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that one. It's been a long time.
I tried watching Brotherhood, but like the friggin', I'll be honest, the author's like humor style is fucking god awful.
Yeah, it's not great.
And so it's like, the FMA, the one where they just went off whatever, like it didn't have that person's humor, so I enjoyed it. And then I tried Brotherhood. It's like, wow, it's insanely not funny. Huh, interesting. It's like they adapted all the wrong parts.
Yeah, I remember they doing stuff like that. I only remember a couple times where I'm like, oh wow, that was really like stupid. But
well, I imagine the like moments probably got less and less as the show went on. And I just bounced off early. But still, really big, not a fan of it. Kind of reminded me of the friggin' Drifters anime, just in terms of how like horribly unfunny it was.
Drifters,
yeah. There's this anime called Drifters, where it's like people, the most skilled warriors or tacticians from every era, like pitted in some sort of war in a fantasy world.
It was okay. So this is another thing about anime is that they always have like a fun idea.
Yeah, but they never execute on it.
Yeah,
properly. They fuck it up.
I feel like that is a direct side effect of like how the manga industry is. Like that everybody goes and reads and goes, "Oh, this is a cool idea," and then the person's like, "Oh fuck! Oh god, we're here. We're doing it right." But then it's like you know.
Yeah, by the time people are invested, it's like it rewards.
You've already,
It rewards
almost the
like
plot.
something that's appealing on its face and not necessarily good writing.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
people
They just kind of go all over the fucking place. Yes, it very much reward that.
But why are light novels like that then? Because it's a different pipeline for them, right?
Is it? I figured
Yeah,
it would
it's
be
just
about
like
the same.
fucking. They release whole ass books. It's not
Oh.
a chapter by chapter thing.
Oh fuck! I am drawing on my monitor with my mouse instead of on my tablet, and I'm not recording any of it.
Okay.
It's awesome.
It's
know-
like the last 20% of my drawing. Just all right.
That's fair. Look, sometimes I use the
don't know,
mouse
I-
as well because like the fucking tablet's so shitty and inaccurate. Medium. It's like, man.
I don't know. I don't know if about the light novel, the way they do light novels. I mean, I've heard like other stuff about like people trying to get something greenlit, and then like other guys being like, "Well, you know what this show needs? Like 3 more panty shots before we're gonna greenlit it."
Awesome.
Done.
Because we know what the people want.
Yeah, well, I mean, true. It's what people want.
I guess.
I posted my finished one in the recording.
Hey, look, it's Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
I was gonna say no to panty shots.
I mean, I would say no to panty shots, but that's just me.
Yeah.
There's this one movie that's just like completely betrayed by this fan service. It
Yeah.
was
A couple of them like
Just
that.
one?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it seems like
this
anything
one
other than that
in
would be deviating
particular,
from the norm.
because the whole plot of the movie was like liberating women from like a
And they're like,
porn,
titties.
yeah, from like a very creepy porn obsessed guy, and then the last scene is just full on like porn, softcore porn.
Nice.
That's based.
What is it called? It was The Handmaiden Scream movie. Spoiler alert. There's sex in it.
Yeah. I
That's
don't
crazy.
think that counts as a spoiler.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's panty shots in this film. It's like, oh.
God damn it! I know everything that happens.
Yeah. It's actually a really good movie, except for the fucking fan service.
Yeah, but
They
how
go-
cute are the girls?
They are very attractive actors and
Wait.
actresses.
Wait, actors? Actresses?
Yeah.
Like it's not anime?
Live action.
Oh, it's real panty shots.
That's even
Crazy.
weirder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm so used to seeing like an anime panty shot or something, and like rolling my eyes. I feel like I would be like seeing a like panty shot if like live action would be like a fucking punch in the face.
Yep. Well, I mean, it's attractive actress.
It is not a panty shot, by the way.
I know. I'm just
Oh, even better. Yeah, what's this movie called again?
Oh, God.
It's called The Handmaiden. It's
Awesome. It's on Netflix. Where's this? What platforms is this on?
some footlookers.
I don't know what that means.
You can stream it online.
Okay.
Let's say you don't pay with money.
Pay with your blood.
Mm-hmm.
Computer viruses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Fucking crazy porn ads. You were
Yeah. It'll blend right in with the fucking movie.
uh-huh.
Look, if they just, it's actually a really good movie. It just sucks that it's like too horny.
It's a feature, not a bug.
It is 100% a bug. It
I was
is.
gonna say it sounds a little bit like a bug. especially when the whole like theme of the movie is.
No, it's a liberated sexuality, man. It's completely different.
Yeah, but actually, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Actually, a good thing.
Haven't you heard like the OnlyFans models and stuff? It's freeing.
Mm-hmm.
Choosing to show their panties for money.
Yeah. Well, they're getting paid for their role. The one who's rolling in the bank of the panty shots is a director.
Yeah.
Right.
I assure you, dear viewer.
That is fair, actually. It does make it slightly different from OnlyFans. Is it a male director or a female director, though?
Male. That's why it's kind of weird as well.
I'm gonna direct a movie about women's liberation. Fucking put in so many fucking.
You're gonna thank me for this. Now I have sex.
It's gonna be rated
Put it on camera.
Yeah.
Hell yes. That is what I'm talking
Just
about.
cuts straight to that. I just cut straight to the fucking view of just a man's ass, just, up, down, up, down.
I think the last movie that I ever watched was the Everywhere All at Once one.
I didn't watch it. That's been on like my list.
Movie.
Everyone says it's good, but I have like absolutely no fucking like concept of what that movie's even about. I just haven't watched it.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's people who watch it feel the same way.
Yeah, they don't know what the movie's about either.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's my impression. It's very not super duper upfront.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like this kind of movie.
Are you like reserved because you don't know what to expect?
I guess, but it's more like
Or
I
you
don't
don't
know.
know what mood you'd be in to watch?
yeah,
to enjoy
basically.
it?
And
It's
it would have
comedic.
to, I'd have to like.
Alright, it's like a drama adventure with like focusing around family characters.
Gotcha.
They go through like multiverses in their adventure, but it's sort of lighthearted.
Gotcha. I heard people like compare it to like The Matrix, but The Matrix isn't
No,
a
it
movie
is-
that I've never actually watched all the way through.
Okay,
So,
it's a very different vibe to
yeah, I don't know. That's the whole thing. Whenever I feel like people fucking.
I mean, the start was very much like The Matrix.
Okay, yeah.
Well, is
yeah.
it just like, oh, you're living in a lie? The nature of the world is this way. It's just
Yeah.
one of those things. Okay.
Well,
At the
kind
start.
of. It's just like, there's like some twist.
But then
Yeah,
it fucking basically goes off to do its own
Yeah,
thing.
that's the whole thing. Is I feel like people, especially with like video games and movies, they'll be like, "Oh, this person has only ever like played this one fucking video game or seen this one thing," and it's like, "Oh yeah, well this is a lot like the Dark Souls of this game," and it's like, "No, it's not. Shut the fuck up, retard."
No.
You
It's
know-
more like there's like 10, 15 minutes of the movie, which is like The Matrix, and then it does its own thing.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I think, look, the movie was really good, and so word of mouth was great, but I think the marketing was so bad. I remember seeing these
literally
ads
never.
everywhere.
I never saw a fucking ad for it once.
Oh,
I've
really?
only ever heard stuff from other people.
Uh,
I don't know.
I remember seeing
I try
so
to live
many
my
ads.
life in a way that I just never see advertisements because they piss me off so much. So I'm kind of out of the fucking loop with that kind of stuff.
mm. Yeah, I remember seeing ads of like this poster and like so many googly eyes. And I thought it was like a comedy, like a Netflix comedy special or something for ages. But it
Base.
just gave off that vibe, and I had no idea what it was about. And then my sister told me, it's like, oh yeah, this movie's really cool, you should watch it. It's like, oh, it's a fucking movie? So wait, what? Is it really funny or something? It's like, no, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like a family drama or something. I don't know how she described it, but yeah. Oh, I remember people comparing it to Ant-Man and the Wasp and like Quantum Mania.
It
Don't
sounds
think I.
like not a favorable comparison.
It wasn't, yeah.
Yeah, somebody told me like, I mean, you need to watch this. It's like Ant-Man and the Wasp. But like, wow, I'm never watching that movie.
Don't think I've ever watched that movie.
Well, I haven't either. I watched the first
Yeah.
Ant-Man, and I mean, I didn't hate it. It was entertaining, but it's like you really want to watch like a whole another Ant-Man movie, and it just gets more convoluted. And then like, you know, comic books, you know, you get rid of like the fun villains, and now you have to fight like Poopy Butt Man to save the fart gem. Just, you know, and you're like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah. All right, I'm on the Handmaid's page again, and I'm remembering more of the movie. I think I've been a bit too harsh. It is actually a good movie.
Perhaps I went a bit too far.
Yeah, it is. It is the most egregious example of like a sexy scene fucking up the story.
Just fucking up everything.
But doesn't that go
Yeah.
to like Sword Art or some shit?
Oh god.
Sword Art's just shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, but I remember there being a lot of stink about the one like rapey cutscene or whatever at the end of it.
Well, he has like one in like every fucking time. He's just like, yeah, let's do it again.
I remember there being one in the Gun Gale and fucking that up a little bit more. I mean, it was already fucked at that point.
I never watched that one.
Well, if you watch the first season or arc or whatever the fuck, I think it was one season, but it was split in arcs because it's based off books or whatever. If you watch the first arc with the first tournament, it's good. And you just pretend that it ends there and you've got a good show.
Yeah,
It's like the simplest fix.
I watched like the original sort of, and I remember being like, "Wow, that'd be cool if that's just where it ended. And there's no more of it." But then they got to bring it back, and like, "Oh, but there's another video game, and this one's just as important, but there's actually less stakes this time." And you're like, "Yeah, I don't care."
Yeah, how they fuck up such a good premise?
Which one?
Well, because
First
they
Sword
ended. Well, because they ended it.
Sword Art Online.
No, the first
No,
one.
I remember the very second episode. They did like a murder mystery or something.
I don't remember.
It fucked up the
It's
second
been so
episode.
fucking long since I saw it. So yeah, maybe they did. But I don't know. I remember watching it to the end. That was like one of the first animes I ever actually watched. So I definitely wasn't looking at it in like a critical sense. But I remember being at least satisfied by the ending. But when they introduced the kid, that was fucking retarded.
Yeah, the AI baby.
Yeah.
I don't think I
AI
ever
baby
watched the
was
show.
dumb.
I remember, was it Sword Art?
as well.
Yeah, well, no, because that wasn't like the second season. The sister was like, I would have to fuck my brother, but he's not
Okay.
related to me. Like asterisk.
Awesome.
It's no. And it's just like okay,
Yeah.
insane. But
the Japanese
I don't know. It's like the
anime
first.
tropes are
Yeah, they're all
they're all in Sword Art Online. It's all
Yeah.
concentrated.
Yeah. Well, because I remember there being
All
like
of them.
intrigue and shit to like the first season, because it was like, well,
I
why?
think it's solely because the premise is so strong.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's the
That's the only
classic
reason.
anime
Well,
thing.
then they just throw in a little bit of romance, and then they like,
It is not
and then
classic
they
anime.
like
It
kill
made
his fucking
it's-
girlfriend or whatever, or they kill him. I don't remember. Somebody
Every
almost
anime-
dies, or it was like up in the air if somebody died or not.
it laid the fan work for isekai to become classic. It was not
dude,
classic at the
fuck-
time.
I hate isekai so much.
Yeah, they suck. But
I don't know. I kind of like isekais.
I mean, like they can be interesting, but like there's only a couple that can really say are like standouts.
Hmm.
And like Konosuba's funny.
It is.
Yeah, I like Konosuba. That is comedy with an isekai in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think at this point lends itself to like that genre better because it's so like disgustingly tropey.
Yeah. Well,
Have you guys seen? All right, we're ending the video.
no, we can keep going.
Have you guys seen Shield Hero?
Yeah, I did.
I
That was
had
only
family
good when he
members.
suffered.
Yes, exactly.
I
The
don't
second
think
they
the
turned it
writer knew
around,
how to write
it was
anything else.
like, no.
I remember
Yeah,
Finn
because it was
was
what do we
talking
do
about it.
now?
Yeah, and then they just lose the fucking plot, and they throw in like 8-12-year-olds that want to fuck him, and you're like, okay.
Oh, really? I did not get past like when he like I don't know got his revenge or something. I did not read a single bit after that because
I didn't read any of it. I just watched the fucking show. But yeah, it was actually pretty good when because like the first 3 or 4 episodes, you're like, oh man, I'm invested. He just gets the shit kicked out of him, but like he's like going and stuff like that. But then it's like after that. Like, there's a little period of time where he's just like, fuck you, and then he leaves, and then that's, like, a little interesting for, like, a few episodes. And then, like, after that, it's just all stupid. Because then it's just, like, too far removed, and then they do this whole thing where it's like, well, actually, he's the, the other heroes are, like, well, okay, so that's not a bad thing on its own. I enjoy the idea of, like, that the other heroes are all just kind of, like, douchebags who fuck things up because they treat it like a video game or whatever. Yeah.
It's a good concept.
But, like... I don't know. Yeah, then they just start throwing in random bullshit, and then it's big fucking who cares.
I only saw
he got his revenge too early.
Did he? I
should have got his revenge when he kills like the Demon King or whatever.
Becomes
like revenge on like what, the one shitty woman or like everybody?
Everyone.
Yeah.
They should like always kick him down, and he's like he starts off. Look, he should start off with like 1 HP and naked.
Yeah.
And like the first season is he gets a sword or something.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was like literally he couldn't even touch a fucking sword.
Yeah. Okay. His first
not a literal sword.
Season is like he makes one friend or something.
Yeah. Well, no, I remember that, especially when I watched the show. I never read the manga. The show was massively held back by just like a shitty fucking animation. I'm guessing budget because like. Because like,
read it,
yeah, I don't know.
I watched some of it, and then I was like, I've already read this, and I stopped watching it.
Yeah, I mean, understandable. But I remember he had like this fucking like it's it's such a trope, but I thought it worked well. Where there was like this, there was a little bit of intrigue of like, oh, why did everybody hate the Shield hero and stuff like that? And then like there was something that was like part of the Shield relic or whatever that was like weird anti-paladin mode basically. That was kind of like interesting, but then like the animation made it like so stupid and like
the Iron Maiden. I remember something goofy like he had like, really weird shield powers.
But he had something like that where it was like some anti-paladin like he reflects like 80% of the damage
he is a fucking 5e character class. He's a shield person, and he has all these offensive abilities.
Yeah, basically.
That is dumb as fuck. You should have like a party who does all the damage, and then
they kind of went with something like that. Well, no, it was like
that's bullshit. He was fighting shit on his own.
Yeah, that too. But there was also like in the very beginning, he was very like he had stupid fucking skills that he couldn't do anything with, and then he had to get like his raccoon girlfriend or whatever to like do everything for him.
It's child bride.
Like, yeah, God,
child bride, slave.
But whatever. That's a whole other can of worms. But like, if they just made it like, if they like Attack on Titan'd it and first made it that like he kind of sucks, and then like how like Mikasa is just like a badass in Attack on Titan, and Eren kind of like fucks everything up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like if they just went with that for like the whole series, that could have been so much more like appealing.
What? He's weak forever?
Not weak forever, but it's just like he just has to be. He's like perma-locked into like support role.
I thought in Attack on Titan he turned into a Titan.
He does, but he's still.
Whoa! Spoiler!
Whoa! Yeah.
Whoa! Dude! Whoa!
But
Eren Yeager Titan?
He still like kind of sucks. Like he's not good at being a Titan for like, a long time.
But like, if you compare being a Titan and being like not a Titan in a fight with Titans.
Oh yeah, I think that's a good progression. It's like first he's like shit as a like. Let's talk about Shield here, right?
Yeah.
First, the main character's shit even as a baseline human, right?
like in Kenshi.
Poor and something. Yeah, like in Kenshi. And then maybe later he's like shit in terms of a hero, because that's what he gets to be. He's like a hero. And then at the very end, he's like good as a hero. And then at the end of that, he has to be as good as the 3 others.
Yeah, and gets revenge.
Right?
That would be a
and
good
then
show.
just repent.
Yeah, and he
That's
cucks
a-
them all and fucks all their girlfriends. And
Yeah, and then kills them or something.
Mhm.
Look, here's the thing. That's actually like the formula of a lot of shows. Like, there's fucking Astronaut Cops game or some shit. Astro Cops. Copstronauts. There's this game which is basically like Lethal Weapon or whatever, where some dude gets fucked over super hard. Like, his buddies all get killed by this evil madman genius. And then at the end of the movie, he goes on the fucking rampage and he kills like the entire organization by himself. It's a very satisfying arc.
That'd be pretty great. Just kill everybody.
Yeah,
Build
exactly.
up all these people as just being bastards, and then just have the guy
Yep.
just whip out the Glock in like the last 10 panels. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yes, that is what I'm saying. That's a good arc. Everyone would be
Well,
fucking cheering.
I think that's just a big fucking thing nowadays. Is that like, especially like storytelling, just
Yeah.
because everything's so like, oh, next volume. Like nobody knows when to fucking stop anymore.
Yeah, it's true.
So that's why, and it's another reason like why I think I said something like this, or I don't know if you guys actually like read it or anything because it was just a text message in a Discord server. But like I like manga so much more than anime now, just because I feel like a lot of times either manga is set up in a way where they can just keep the story going forever because the stakes are so low, right? Or it's like a slice of life-ish thing where it's like you could just go on for fucking forever, really. I mean, it might kind of suck eventually, but it's not like you can really jump the fucking shark.
Yeah,
Or
like slice of life.
they just fucking, tell a story and end it. And you're like, awesome, thank you.
Wouldn't anime be better at that than manga?
I mean, it could be. But I don't know. I feel like you'll lose a lot in adaptation, usually.
Well, that's fair, I guess.
Okay, I have a controversial opinion, but I fucking hate Chainsaw Man. I watched it. I thought it was mid.
I didn't watch
then
the
I read
show.
it, and it was awful as well. It was even worse.
I feel like eventually Chainsaw Man, like the first part, lost the plot. I've been reading part 2, and I think that part 2 is a lot better than part 1.
Okay.
But I think that part 2 is also just more like my genre of things to like, because part 1 was very like a critique of shonen, I guess, or not a critique. I mean, it's kind of a critique. It's like a what do they call it? Not inversion, subversion of like stuff for shonen.
Okay. I've never seen it.
Yeah, I didn't watch the show. I don't really have any interest to watch it, so I just don't care.
I thought you were super into it, Beth. What the fuck?
I was for a little while, but like I don't know. Once you kind of like read something and then you like cool off on it, you're like, it's decent. It's pretty good. But I don't know. Like it's more like when I first started reading it, I'm like, oh, this is cool because it's like the first time I've ever seen it. But then it's like once you actually like look back on it, you're like, it's pretty good.
It's okay.
But I like part 2 a lot actually so far. But part 2,
I think I read a bit of part 2 and it was good.
Yeah, I think part 2 might lose the fucking plot sometime soon, but I don't know. At the same time, it's still interesting.
I stopped
Yeah, sure.
reading it.
Yeah.
It's
I
my
don't know.
favorite
I like the
thing.
author. I feel like he's like at least kind of like
He's
I don't know
fucking
if there's
unhinged.
I mean, well, yeah, but I like that. But like I feel like he's also like kind of like smart as a writer, at least in some ways.
I feel like if you like him, you like him. I just don't like him.
Yeah, fair enough.
Awesome. You know what? I'll spit out my controversial anime opinion. I saw friggin'... I don't know if this is controversial, actually. I ended up watching, like, some Log Horizon, and I think the author is fucking retarded.
I watched like
Log
an episode or 2 of Log Horizon. And it seemed
I
pretty.
think I
like,
watched that ages ago. Yeah.
yeah, it seemed like very like God, I don't care. This is the most isekai ass isekai.
Yeah.
Look,
it
okay,
is.
here's the thing about isekais too,
Yeah.
is that get rid of the fucking like video game ass rules part
That's
of it,
true.
and like already you have so much more of an interesting like genre. Like I could so much just get behind an isekai that wasn't like video game rules. I gotta get my webbles up and I can open up my stat menu. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, if you just went to another world and had to carry your item.
Yeah, and you're
And
just
you
in this
don't
other
have
world
levels.
now, and you just gotta like fuck around. Well, that's-
there was that one, like, the one where a guy turns into a kid
yeah,
and has, like,
Mushoku Tensei or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like read a bit of that, and then it turned into like, well, it was like a 30-year-old guy
Yeah.
in a child's body with a child girlfriend or whatever, and that's just
Yeah.
Based.
Every
Yeah.
possible excuse for a fucking child wife. Fucking Japan comes up with.
Yeah. No, but it's actually okay because I remember I watched that show and like that part was like kind of weird and stuff like that. But I don't know. I feel like the show could have handled it better, but I also kind of get where they were going for, where it's like this was this guy's like second chance at life or whatever, and like to like unfuck his life.
Okay.
And I liked that thing of it, but yeah, I don't know. They definitely could have done that better. But I also feel like the anime itself was one of the most better like paced animes that I've seen in recent memory. Because I feel like anime usually has a fucking pacing problem,
Mm-hmm.
and that this one wasn't, and was like well paced until like the very end. But I never watched like season 2 or anything like that, which apparently is out. I don't know what this shit anymore. But
I watched something similar-ish. I think maybe I haven't watched Mushoku Tensei, but I did watch another show, or at least a chunk of the show before I fucking rage quit, called the like friggin' Faraway Paladin. That one was
Paladin.
Yeah, it was almost good. At first, I was very intrigued because it's like the concept is there's this fucking kid. For whatever reason, it's another isekai. This person wakes up and he's being raised by 3 undead. And he never fucking sees another human the entire time he grows up, as these undead are just training him. And not really telling him much.
What is this?
Faraway Paladin?
Faraway Paladin.
And so it just like starts out with this slow burn as you're like getting introduced to the world. There's like the several gods, and it shows off the magic system. And they keep going to the city, and everyone in the city is fucking undead. That's like their training grounds.
Mm-hmm.
And then
is it an anime or?
It's an anime and also a light novel ? Or whatever. Anyway, so it starts out cool, interesting. And then, like, eventually he leaves the town, and it's, like, becomes wish fulfillment. It's like, why the fuck did you waste my time the first, like, fucking 5 episodes?
Yeah.
It's actually...
Because that's all they fucking wrote for the first
book.
Yeah, and they're like, oh,
yeah.
What do I do now? Oh, I gotta keep selling comics. Oh, yeah.
That's probably what happens. I know it's interesting.
What I really feel like that they should do, I really feel like they should do is like it takes off, finish like an arc, and then give them like an off season. But they only let somebody do that if they're like a really fucking big.
Yeah, like the Hunter x Hunter guy just gets to live on hiatus 90% of the time.
Yep. It's pretty based.
Right.
If I could do that, that'd be awesome. Just drop something crazy and then be like, goodbye, fuck you. I might show back up. Just J.R.R. Martin it. Like,
I'm going to play the next Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it here. I'm going to head off for now.
Okay.
But fun chatting, fun drawing. I'll send you the video maybe later tonight.
All right, I'll do an outro then.
All right.
Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And I hope to see you next time for more Torb Draws. Sorry there was no intro today. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.